This is program assistant training for the fitness staff, so PTA Global Family Enjoy. Pay close attention because if you're looking for any fitness managers, you might want to see who's here. Well-educated college individuals with some leadership skills. So we just actually finished playing the money game, and you guys are probably wondering, why in the world did your boss ask you to bring money that you would feel comfortable parting with and do this activity that might be mildly inappropriate for the work environment, right? So why do you think I asked you to do that? Katie?
To see how confident we are in selling ourselves.
Okay, very good, absolutely. How confident were you?
I was confident, I just didn't feel like I was motivated enough. Like, I mean, what was I really going to do with $3? I don't know. So,
Okay.
but if it was something that I was die-hard passionate about, it probably would have been a lot easier to sell myself.
So if it was that $300 that I suggested instead of the $30, do you think you would have sold yourself better?
A little better, yeah.
Okay, all right. Why else do you think that I did that? Megan?
Because as fitness professionals, what comes to mind first is personal training when you're trying to sell yourself and support yourself, especially in that way financially. But also just, either as a fitness associate or fitness instructor, you want people to trust you and seem credible, you have to sell yourself all the time.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, you're constantly selling yourself every single chance that you get. Jeremy, if you can put that somewhere that you can come and participate, that'd be fantastic.
Okay, the batteries are on low.
Whatever happens, happens.
I think that the exercise kind of diverted from selling yourself though to selling a cause more for the money than it was for just selling who you are. It was more of what you're going to do with this money and it became like a marketing exercise almost, like how are you going to tug on emotional strings to get that $30 versus who you are as a person and why you need it.
Absolutely. So it became more towards, all right, what is my point up here in order to get this money?
It became more of what you thought everybody else wanted versus what you wanted.
Correct. Okay. So by me doing an activity with you guys is obviously I want to hit home and I want to prove a point to you, right? So what is my point behind that? You're on it. You're really, really close. So it's less about what you want, more about what other people want. What am I trying to figure out what you want if I'm trying to get that money, if you are trying to get that money in front?
Well, you have to read your audience and know what they need to hear in order for you to get that money, despite how honest it is.
How does that relate to the work environment?
I mean, you're always trying to figure out the angle that is going to best suit you to move you forward based on what you think everybody else wants. Could be wrong, so.
No, you're right. Jade?
I think the value in what someone has to say and what your opinion on it may be as you're listening to them.
Absolutely trying to figure out what somebody else's thought process is towards it. By having you go up there, I'm asking you to figure out how you can motivate each other in order to contribute to your own success, correct? In your job, are you not trying to do that? Let me rephrase that another way. In your job, are you trying to enable others to help you create a successful environment for yourself? That's part of your role, and that's one of the reasons, obviously, why you are in a leadership role here at Recreational Sports. And not so much for the selfish, I'm getting the money, okay? Because, yeah, you might be making a little more money than your peers, but we talk, obviously, endlessly about the experiences that you're getting, the leadership skills that you're getting, and how this is going to help propel you into the future. But at the same time, you have to figure out the motivation behind everybody in that group. Megan touched on something very, very key in both of hers, okay? In both of her examples that she did. The very first one that she talked about animals, okay? A creature that is going to love you unconditionally, okay? No matter how bad of a day you have, you come home and that dog is going to be there for you. You hear of people hurting and abusing dogs, and the dogs still love their owners, okay? Unconditional love, something that nobody else can touch. Okay, the second one she touched on, children. Okay? Again, something that has appeared to be a little bit more inferior, but again, you have an unconditional love for a child, if it is your child. Okay, so again, she touched on things that were very, very deep at the heart of somebody's motivation. Okay, so it worked very well to her advantage while playing this game. So now we're going to talk about coaching your staff, which is something that is extremely key, and we're going to go through some PowerPoint slides fairly rapidly. But behind coaching your staff, and we're going to discuss this obviously in here, is figuring out the motivation of why they're there. Okay, because if you don't know why they're there, you can't tap into how do I get more out of them? How do I bring the best that they want in their work environment out from them and see that on a day-to-day basis? Does that make sense? Cool. All right, so let's begin here. Okay, so as Katie talked about in rec sports, we do a lot of learning outcomes. Basically today, you're going to learn to identify the 5 roles of a coach, be able to coach good work and poor work, and then use what we call a 2-minute challenge. So for those of you program assistants who have not had the opportunity yet to counsel or to confront employees, I'm going to give you a specific technique that you can use in order to do that. That's what the 2-minute challenge is. So what is coaching? Coaching is letting people know what they do matters to you and matters to the organization as a whole. Okay? What does coaching entail? Face-to-face leadership. So it's one-on-one experiences with your staff, and then it's also role modeling as a whole. It's your staff seeing you in that environment, presenting at your monthly staff meetings, okay, which you are all going to have the opportunity to do, presenting at continuing educations, leading groups as you're doing trainings, that sort of thing. So seeing you in front of a group as a leader is an example of your face-to-face leadership. Removal of barriers, okay, developing a rapport. For those of you who are trainers or trainers-to-be, we're going to discuss rapport even more in depth on Saturday, so that'll be really exciting. But making sure that you have that comfort level with your staff members. Like a lot of you, know who each other are, you work in the office, you see each other on a day-to-day basis, but if you're newer in your role, you might not have that rapport yet. I mean, I'm just looking around at faces and going, okay, does Catherine really know Erica very well just yet or not? Okay, what do we need to do to help develop that rapport? Well, today was some of the silly, fun games that we did at the beginning to help develop the rapport. Okay? You obviously know that Derek and Jeremy have great rapport when Derek comes to the machine game and starts going like this with Jeremy's head, making noises. Or whatever was going on there, I don't know.
Kicking me in the butt.
Kicking me in the butt. I'm sorry. It was Yuri was on the head, yeah. Anyway, so you know that there's the rapport established there. They're comfortable with each other. Okay? Or just really wants to get Jeremy out the door, I don't know. The next thing for removing barriers is enhancing trust. And I like quotes, but I don't like them in presentations typically, except for this one. I think it is very key, one, because of the activity that we did that talked about motivation. Trust is the highest form of human motivation. It brings out the very best in people. So if you look at a presentation, or if you look at that money game, if somebody would have came up and just BS'd their way through it and you could completely read that I'm not so sure if this person is exactly really going to do what they're saying, would you have voted for them? Probably not. If they're really convincing at that, maybe. Or if you're just like, whatever, great performance, you get the money. But if you really didn't trust what they were saying, you probably wouldn't have voted for them. Okay? So trust is a very, very key for human motivation. If you don't trust the people that you're working with, if you don't trust your employees, then figuring out who's motivated to do what is extremely, extremely hard, because you're not going to believe when you're trying to figure out what's bringing that person to work every single day and they're telling you one thing and you're just going, really? I don't buy that. You're not going to be able to capitalize on their ability to do their job the best that they can. Next thing as far as coaching goes, understanding their staff. So we just talked about motivation for working, and then the staff needs. What does your staff need in order to be successful? Oops. Okay, so what are some traits of a good coach? Does anybody have any questions on what coaching is before we continue? Okay, traits of a good coach. Ability to handle many decisions, and many of these will be rapid fire decisions. If you guys aren't used to that, you're going to get some of it really quickly when, oh, guess what, this person didn't show up. Okay, how do I handle the situation? Go, you're the person on, you just got all the information, your turn to decide. Ability to empower others to make decisions. That will make you proficient at your job. That will help you, give you the skill sets for the future, is if you can empower your coworkers to help you do more and accomplish more. Okay? If you can help empower your coworkers